Hey, Emily, pick up, would you? Are you out of your mind? What the hell did you do?
What are you talking about? Aren't you at your mom's place yet?
You just got here a little while ago.
What's up? Why are you so upset?
Don't give me that. I know all about it, Emily. That $1,500 you send to Mom every month? She tells me that's for paying off your own debts. Is that true?
Huh? I really have no idea what you're talking about.
You deduct $1,500 from my monthly salary and send it to her to help her out. I asked you to do that for me, right?
Yeah, that's right.
She tells me that you're not sending her a dime. That you're using that $1,500 to pay off your own debt. How could you, Emily? I trusted you.
Oh, wait a second. Can you back up a bit?
I was shocked that you even had some debt, but using the money that's supposed to be set aside for Mom being used to pay off your debts, that is what's so unforgivable. Listen up, Emily. I want you to deposit all that money that you swindled from my mom, every last penny. You got that?
What's the amount she's demanding?
$1,800. You've been taking advantage of her for a year now. $1,500 per month multiplied by 12 equals $18,000. I want that money deposited today, Emily. She's in the kitchen right this minute crying her eyes out. She says she can't survive on her measly Social Security check.
Oh, really? I didn't realize she was getting Social Security.
What are you blabbing about?
I said I didn't know she was getting retirement benefits.
Of course, why wouldn't she? She's over 65 and is entitled to receive federal benefits.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm not texting you to talk about her social benefit program. This is about her monthly support that you were supposed to be sending her.
For your information, I've been depositing $1,500 at the end of every month. I've never missed a payment. And about this debt she says I have no financial obligations, at least that I know of.
But Mom just said...
Let's just stop you right there, Mark. I mean, stop and think for a second. As you know, I work full-time at the office. And in addition to that, I do freelance stuff at home, which brings in $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Which means I bring in a total of $4,000 or more every month. Do I really have to go into debt?
Yeah, I know all about that. I told her that. She said that's BS. You made all that up.
Excuse me?
She's sure you haven't deposited a dime. You probably have huge debt way over what you bring in. That's what she said. And I believe Mom. She wouldn't lie to me. I can't believe this has been going on for a year. You really pulled the wool over my eyes.
I always knew you had this mommy complex, but didn't realize it was so bad.
Huh? I beg your pardon?
You see me every day, for God's sake! You interact with me. We live together. Then you visit your mom for one day and now I'm Darth Vader? Your mom's always been pretty coercive.
Coercive? How could you say that about my mom, Emily?
Why don't you just ask to see her bank book? I'm sure this whole misunderstanding will be cleared up.
That's Mom's personal stuff. I can't just look at it without her permission.
Oh yeah? Okay, if you say so. But I'll say it again. I have no debt, and I've been sending her $1,500 a month every month on the dot. End of story.
No way you're gonna put one over on me again.
This is going nowhere. Let's just chill out a little and talk about this later. I recommend that you take that time to get your act together. Hey, Mark. Are you serious? What's this? Divorce papers? Seriously?
Oh yeah, sent those out yesterday. Got them all ready, huh? I'm sure you already looked them over. You do see my name down at the bottom next to the blank one, set aside for you, I take it.
Yeah, I saw it. That's why I'm texting you. So, what the hell is this?
Do I really have to spell it out for you? Those papers say it all, doesn't it? No need for an explanation.
All I get from this is that you simply want a divorce. I'm asking why.
That's all you're gonna get.
Oh, I see. You've been cheating on me. Is that it?
How could you say that? Where's the proof for that?
See what I mean? This kind of mix-up always leads to these misperceptions. I need to know exactly why you want a divorce. Is that too much to ask?
I'm surprised you don't know. Okay, I'll tell you. It's your despicable actions toward my mother and you keeping this from me, lying to me.
Is this what's this all about? The money I was supposed to send your mom and that BS about me having some kind of debt? Don't tell me you still believe all this nonsense!
That's right. Finally admitting to your wrongdoing, huh?
I'm not admitting anything! All I'm doing is verifying why you want a divorce. That's all. Like I said, I'm not in debt. I don't even have credit card debt. And about sending your mother money, I did that as you asked.
There you go, lying your ass off again. Anyway, I want that $18,000 that you stole from my mom. You're not getting away with that.
I might as well be talking to a brick wall.
All I'm asking is you give that $18,000 back. I won't be asking for any other compensation. You should be grateful that I'm such a nice guy.
Okay, whatever. Just give me a little time then, would you? This is just so sudden. I need to get my head around what's happening.
Yeah, well, I can do that little favor, I suppose. I know you need some time to get that cash ready too, so tell you what, I'll give you a week. How's that? That money is probably quite a blow for someone who has a huge debt to pay off, but this is for my poor old mom. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not backing down, just so you know.
Hey Mark, are you there? Is it true that you quit your job?
Hey Emily, today's the deadline, wasn't it? Make sure you deposit that $18,000 into Mom's bank account by the end of the day, you got that?
Before I do that, I need some answers. I haven't seen you in a while. You apparently haven't come home. Seems you packed all your stuff and moved out when I was at the office.
Yeah, the condo's in your name, so when we split, I'm the one who has to move out. I took the initiative. I was worried about Mom living here all alone, too. Figured it would be an opportune time to come back home. Sooner the better, right?
Is that why you quit your job?
Yeah. They refused my request to move to another office nearby, and this 4-hour commute was really getting to me. Luckily, there's a job opening near my mom's place, so I'm gonna get a job there.
You've been pretty busy, I see.
Why do you even know about me quitting? Who told you? I haven't told anyone yet.
It was a Thanksgiving weekend and you didn't come home. And I was just wondering where you had disappeared to. So I called your office to check if you were there. They told me you came to the office 2 or 3 days ago and submitted your resignation. They also told me you had a bunch of paid holidays left, and so you used that and quit early.
Well, that's a relief. No hassle of having to explain everything to you. That's the story. Do you finally understand the strong devotion toward my mother?
Devotion, huh? Sounds more like an abnormal obsession.
Pardon me?
There's another question I had. Are you going to continue paying that $1,500 to your mom out of your own pocket?
Yeah, that's how it's gonna play out, I suppose. I wouldn't ask my ex-wife to pay it now, would I?
I see. I just wanted to verify that. I'll submit the divorce papers by the end of the day.
Oh yeah, great. Oh yeah, and have that $18,000 in the account by the end of the day. Got that?
Goodbye, Mark.
Emily, pick up, please. I need money, that $18,000.
Are you still harping on about that? I've been sending your mom her money right on time every month. Until last month, at least.
Yeah, I understand.
Pardon me?
You know that bank account book that you returned to me after our divorce went through? I saw that the $1,500 was deposited into my mom's account every month.
So, at long last, you see what I've been telling you. That you had no right to accuse me of stealing $18,000 from your mother.
Yeah, right. It's just that
Spit it out, for God's sake.
it was Mom who was in debt.
Wait a second. Your mom? In debt? Okay.
Yeah, things seemed fishy, so I confronted Mom on it, and she spilled the beans. When my dad died about 2 years ago, she was tricked into buying some fake art. A painting supposedly by some famous painter, sculpture by Picasso, or so she thought. And she traded in stock. In a mere 6 months, she ended up spending $50,000 and even accumulated a considerable debt.
Wow, seriously? $50,000?
Now that I think of it, Mom has always been over-trusting, gullible. When Dad was around, he acted as a barrier, prevented her from being hoodwinked, but with him gone. Now that I think of it, it was about a year ago that she started hounding me about not having enough to live on.
So what you're telling me is that the $1,500 that I deposited into her account for the past year was to pay off her debt. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Even with that, she was still struggling. So, what she came up with was to get us divorced, and after a while kick you out of that condo. Then she and I move in there. Her plan was to have me support her after that.
I figured it would turn out to be something like this. So your mom was the perpetrator in this whole sordid mess.
Yeah, I didn't.
Getting us to divorce went without a hitch, but taking over my condo didn't go as planned, did it? You went ahead and moved out and went back home. In the bargain, you were out of a job.
Well, I figured I could,
Oh yeah, and your mom's social security? She didn't work long enough to be eligible. Maybe a few hundred a month, but nothing to write home about.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, I heard your mom talking about that a few years ago. That she never really worked and had always been just a housewife. She said she wasn't expecting to get much.
No way, for real? I was hoping she'd support me until I landed that new job. That means I got zero income.
Huh? I thought you already landed that job? You seemed pretty confident about it last time we talked.
I did have it in the bag, at least I thought so. My old high school buddy started this company. I figured it would be local, but actually it's in New York.
You mean like New York? As in New York City?
Yeah, so we're struggling here. I can't just move to New York. I don't even know if I got the job, and even if I did, what do I do with Mom? I can't leave her here to fend for herself.
Sounds like you got your back against the wall, Mark.
Yeah, so, look, about that $18,000, I could use it just about now. And if it's not any trouble, I would appreciate it if you deposit $1,500 into my bank account every month, as you've been doing.
Sorry, I'm gonna pass on that.
What? What are you saying? Your husband is in trouble here. The least you can do is help me out.
You're forgetting one thing, Mark. I already submitted the divorce papers.
You already?
Yep, we're no longer husband and wife. Sorry.
No, wait, you can't be serious, Emily.
I am definitely serious. Goodbye, Mark.
Please, Emily, how are we supposed to survive? What do we do, Emily? Please.
Mark and his mother came to my condo a few days later. I guess they figured if they rushed over here with the marriage papers, I would sign it. And we would be husband and wife again. So confident were they that they even brought all their luggage with them. But, unbeknownst to them, I had already moved away. As nobody opened the door, they proceeded to go on strike and shouting stuff like, "Let us stay! Support your family! Stop husband abuse!" Absurd nonsense like that. This obviously caused considerable disturbance to the neighbors, and eventually the police were called. That's when they found out I had already moved out, which left them dumbfounded, as you can imagine. In addition, they loaded all their stuff into a taxi and came all the way here. It's like a 3-hour drive. They were apparently left penniless, and some relatives had to come and pick them up. I bet it was pretty embarrassing for the both of them. A few days later, this relative introduced them into a live-in job up north, some sort of factory. Last I heard, they were working their butts off day in and day out to pay off the debt that his mom had accumulated.
Elena, are you still not done with your part-time job? It's already 4 in the afternoon. Shouldn't you head home and tend to household chores? I'm sorry, Camilla. I have to work overtime a bit. I'll go shopping at the supermarket and then head home. Are you still going to be late? Yes. I want to buy ingredients for tonight's dinner. You're really inefficient, aren't you? Can't you make do with the ingredients we have at home? Didn't you say you wanted flounder simmered for dinner today? That was yesterday. I don't really want it now. I see. But we're out of milk, so I think I'll stop by. Oh, I see. Then hurry back. I've left the housework for you to do. Please fold the laundry. You haven't cleaned the bathroom and the toilet yet, have you? Understood. I brought in the laundry for you, you know. It's actually your job. I'm sorry. Thank you. I thought you were more capable, Elena. That's why I allowed you to work part-time. But if you're going to burden me like this, I might have to forbid you from working part-time. I'll be careful. From now on, I'll finish cleaning before leaving for work. You're a daughter-in-law in this family. Try to anticipate and do things. It's too late if you wait for me to tell you. Yes. And there's something I've been thinking about lately. Don't you dress too flashy? Do you think so? I thought it was just like any other outfit. You wore a skirt the other day, didn't you? When you went out with my son. That fluttery one. Yes. It's indecent to wear something so flirtatious to attract men. You're a wife. Don't wear things that show your legs to other men. But I think that skirt was down to the knee. Whether it's down to the knee or not, your legs were visible, weren't they? And the light pink color is vulgar. I see. I'm sorry, I'll be careful. Dress more like a wife. Pay attention to your makeup and hair. You look like someone from the nightlife industry. Camilla, I think that's a bit of disrespectful remark. If you don't want to be seen that way, dress more modestly. No one is looking at you, even if you don't wear makeup. No, I mean, with my looks, I couldn't work in the nightlife industry. Professionals were much more careful. That's not what I'm talking about. Never mind. Conversations with you always seem to go awry. I'm sorry. Please don't add to my stress anymore. Just hurry home and do the housework. Hey, Alina. When are you guys coming home? We just left with my husband. We'll be late today. It's our day off and we're going to eat dinner outside too. Come home right now. What happened? My dear daughter Maya is having a hard time. Did something happen to Maya? Apparently, Maya is being bullied by her mother-in-law at her husband's house. Bullying the daughter-in-law. That's worrisome. From morning to evening, she's being worked hard by her mother-in-law. And she's been forced to do all the housework by herself. Despite this, she's still not being treated as a member of the family. She was the only one left behind during a family trip. She couldn't bear it any longer and called me for advice just a while ago.
Is that so? Things must be tough on her end.
I'm thinking about calling her mother-in-law, but Maya told me not to. I really don't know what to do.
Bullying a daughter-in-law is a delicate issue. I think it would be best for you, the mother-in-law, not to do anything.
But I can't stand by and do nothing. I can't leave my daughter alone in that house. And it seems the mother-in-law said she was a useless wife. Can you believe it? My daughter, who I raised with such care.
I see.
Hey, you'll come home right away, won't you? I think we need to discuss this as a family. Please tell my son that his sister Maya is in trouble.
I am already telling my husband exactly what you told me. But Maya isn't coming here, is she?
Yes, that's true.
But even if my husband comes home, it won't solve anything. So he says we should continue with our plans.
Doesn't he care about Maya? Alina, you're in the same position as a wife. You should understand, right?
Yes, I suppose so.
That's why men are useless in situations like this. Apparently Maya's husband is turning a blind eye.
It must be hard not having emotional support.
Maya is a girl who can be proud of anywhere. I wonder what they don't like about her. If Maya were my daughter-in-law, I would be nothing but grateful.
Well, you're Maya's real mother.
What? Are you saying there's a problem with Maya?
No, not like that. Being the wife of a son might be a delicate position for a mother-in-law. I don't have children, so I can't understand the feeling.
If you don't know, don't say anything. But you're glad I'm your mother-in-law, aren't you, Alina? Even on your day off, you can go out and play with my son. I feel sorry for Maya, who didn't get a good mother-in-law. Hey, should I take her back home?
First of all, I think Maya's feelings are the most important. So it would be best to contact her before taking any action.
That's true. Our house is the only place Maya can rely on. I need to be strong. But it's really infuriating. Only the worst people bully their daughters-in-law.
I agree. I think so too.
I'll call Maya again. She must be at her limit, so I'll try to convince her to come home somehow.
Understood.
And when Maya comes home, make sure you give her proper support, okay, Alina? I want her to take a break and not to do anything for a while. Even if Maya offers to help, don't let her do even a single chore, okay?
Understood. I want to confirm with you, Camilla. It's better to escape from a mother-in-law who bullies her daughter-in-law, right?
Of course. Living together is difficult enough, but bullying the daughter-in-law on top of that is the worst.
Understood. Thank you. I will act according to your words.
Good morning, Alina.
Maya, good morning. What's up?
You're at your parents' house now, right?
Yes, that's it.
I heard you left home, Alina. It's because I came back, isn't it? I'm really sorry for returning when we're living together. It must not feel good for you.
No, that's not it.
Huh? Then why? My mother was also surprised that I suddenly left.
I also escaped from bride bullying Hag, so it's the same reason as Maya. It's not your fault.
Did you say bride bullying Hag? You're talking about my mother, aren't you?
Yes. It's hard to say to my daughter Maya, but I was quite at the limit too. But hearing about Maya's situation, my mother-in-law said that only the worst kind of person bullies their daughters-in-law. I thought to myself, even though she's doing it herself. I discussed it with my husband and decided to leave. Sorry for the misunderstanding.
Is that so? My mother, who criticized her mother-in-law so much, she was doing the same thing.
That's why I have no intention of returning there anymore, so Maya doesn't have to worry. Your mother is kind to you. You should take it easy until you calm down.
I can't calm down. My own mother is bullying her daughter-in-law. Elena, what kind of bullying did my mother do to you? I understand that you may not want to talk about it, but please tell me.
I don't think you would feel good hearing this.
I'm fine with that. Please.
Then it's going to be a long story. Is it okay if we talk over the phone?
Yes, it's okay. My mother is not at home now, so please tell me everything. Elena, what on earth have you done? Why did you plant strange ideas in my daughter's mind?
Huh? What are you talking about?
You talked about how I bullied my daughter-in-law, didn't you?
Yes.
So you're affirming it. Why would you do such a thing? My daughter has just returned home, hurt by the bullying from her mother-in-law. Don't you have any consideration for others? And you even said that the reason you left the house is because of me.
That's exactly right. I left the house because I couldn't stand your daughter-in-law bullying. But that's okay, right? You said that I don't have to bear it either.
That's about Maya's story. It doesn't concern you, does it?
If it's about daughter-in-law bullying, it's not irrelevant to me. You've been making nasty remarks and harassment to me every day, haven't you?
Me? When? Where did I do that?
Even though we live together, you pushed all the housework onto me. Isn't this the same as Maya's situation?
I did the housework too.
Does putting away the laundry you occasionally dry count as doing housework?
I also cook, don't I?
Are you referring to the times you threw away the food I cooked? Or called it tasteless and turned it into trash by adding excessive seasoning?
I also clean.
You mean just your own bedroom, right? I clean everything else. I wake up early in the morning to clean the bathroom and toilet, mop and sweep the floors. I can only use the vacuum cleaner on days without part-time work because it's noisy early in the morning. I also run the laundry, cook for the family, do the dishes, and finally go out. So what are you saying you're doing?
It's only natural for a daughter-in-law living together to do housework.
Maybe Maya's mother-in-law thought the same way. Isn't it the same thing?
I didn't treat you like an outsider.
When you returned from a trip with your friends, I was the only one without a souvenir, wasn't I?
I kind of forgot about that.
What about the sweets you buy when you go out? There's always none for me, right? Even the other day when you bought cake. What's up with that?
That's because I bought it for my hardworking husband and son.
To me, it sounds like an excuse. You've also called me a useless daughter-in-law. And you even made a sarcastic remark during a previous family trip, saying, "Are you planning to come too?" I think you've been doing quite similar things to Maya.
I didn't mean any harm. I didn't do it out of malice like Maya's mother-in-law.
Then why don't you bully your daughter-in-law in front of your husband or father-in-law? You always do it when we're alone or during text exchanges, don't you?
Is that so?
Yes, it is. Do you forget things that are inconvenient for you? But don't worry, I reported everything to my husband. I showed him the text messages too.
You've been talking to her son as well?
Of course, he's my husband.
But her son hasn't said anything to me. I haven't been warned or anything about the bullying.
I asked him not to say anything. We live together and I wanted to get along with you as much as possible. But then I realized something from Maya's situation. There is such a thing as futile effort. While you were ignoring your own actions, you were criticizing mother-in-law bullying. Somehow that broke my spirit.
Alina, listen. I didn't mean to bully you. I just wanted you to be a good daughter-in-law and was trying to give you various advice.
So Maya's mother-in-law might have thought the same way. What I want to say is that you're not a mother-in-law who can criticize others. Please reconsider your own actions first.
Alina, I'm sorry. I apologize for everything until now. So won't you come back home?
No, I won't. I will end the cohabitation. The whole reason for the cohabitation was your request in the first place. I don't want to put myself through unnecessary hardships anymore.
All right, let's end the cohabitation. But can you forgive me in return? I've been severely criticized by my son and daughter about the mother-in-law bullying. They've even told me to leave the house.
That's what you get.
I've truly reflected. I'll be a good mother-in-law from now on. So please, I'm begging you.
Can you say that in front of Maya? Can you tell Maya to forgive her mother-in-law's bullying?
I think I'm a bit different from that mother-in-law.
The fact that you can say such a thing shows you haven't reflected at all. I have no obligation to help you. You should be more aware that you are a terrible person who bullies your daughter-in-law. Afterwards, my mother-in-law, accompanied by my father-in-law and sister-in-law, came to apologize to my parents' house. Of course, I didn't forgive her, but she promised not to interfere with me outside of life's major events. So I let them know that I had no particular desire for her to leave the house. My sister-in-law scolded my mother-in-law thoroughly, so I don't think the same thing will happen again. Having been exposed for her behind-the-scenes harassment, my mother-in-law had become completely subdued and has been earnestly taking on the housework that I used to do. I may have been better off complaining earlier, but I was living with them, and if possible, I wanted to be liked by my husband's parents, so I think I ended up enduring too much unnecessarily. But from now on, I have no intention of looking to my mother-in-law's moods. Even if we have to face each other, I plan to do so without any reservations. In addition, it seems that my sister-in-law and her husband have also stopped living with us and moved out. We both discussed how glad we are that things are moving in a better direction for both of us. I will not forget to appreciate my husband, who supported me behind the scenes during the harassment, and my sister-in-law and father-in-law, who firmly scolded my mother-in-law. I want to cherish those who will continue to care about me.